Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 128 of the All in Football Fantasy Premier League show and podcast. I'm your host, the self-proclaimed FPL guru Alex Rex, and joining me today are my usual suspects of Barry Stokes and Scott Williams. Barry, where in the world are you today?
Same place as last two. To be honest, I've had some good game weeks, so it's like my lucky omen. So I'm staying here.
Same car
You'll be
park,
get
same slope.
you'll be getting a plaque there soon.
Yeah, I might get benched.
Hopefully it's not the clap. Anyway,
Oh, Scott started early. Scott, how are you today?
yeah, not bad, thank you. Not bad. Ticking over. Just still flying after my amazing bench boost. So yeah, just really happy with life. Great.
What was
Brilliant.
the final point score?
9.
9.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Oh,
it was the salt in the wound of the Rogers yellow and then the sub straight after. That was
ah,
nice.
yeah, that isn't nice, is it? Let's be honest. Thank you ever so much for joining us this week, everyone who's listening, and also you two. Don't forget to like the podcast, do it on YouTube, and also subscribe to our channel. Join our legions of followers, and also click the little subscribe icon and the little bell icon wherever you get your podcasts from. And then also follow us on social media platforms, Pod, or P, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Right, let's get cracking. Let's have a look at the league so far. So currently, this is the manager of the month position. Sam Kimoni, who is doing very well in general, is top of our manager of the month league with 306. Paul Allnut 303, Martin Murray 301. So it's very close in that top three. The manager of the week this week, I'm going to shout out three teams. I'm going to rattle through them because Joseph Onuoha, Onuoha, again, I think it's second manager of the week for you, Joseph. You got 86 points. You did take a -8 though, so Barry's not happy about you being manager of the week. Ryo Hall, Aina, Saliba, Salah, Cliver, Ahmad Palmer, Gakpo, Wood, and Isak. You went for Salah as captain. So well done to you, Joseph. You are the manager of the week with 86 points. Next best was a friend of the podcast, Sam Danby Bailey, 85 points with his wild card. Pickford, Trent, Hall, Munoz, Salah and Bumo, Cliver, Palmer, Wood, Gakpo, and Isak. Again, a Salah captaincy with a bench of Fabianski, Rogers, Ada, and Mikalenko. So, a relatively, I'm not going into too much detail on that, but if we're going to wild card at that point in time, it's a relatively standard wild card pick, I'd have thought. So nothing in there that's made me go, who the hell is that and why are they in your wild card team, Sam? So, obviously, know what you're talking about there. And not the -8, not the chip played, Paul Allnut, second in the manager of the month league, 84 points this week. So, in Baz's eyes, you're probably manager of the week. He didn't play a chip or take a -8. Raya, Porro, Hall, Virgil van Dijk, Gordon, Palmer, and Bumo, Foden, Gakpo, Wood, and Isak, captain. So well done to you, Paul.
Sounds like I'm just going by his team name. Looking at his team, he's going the whole season without Salah or Haaland, which is
Yeah,
an
no Salah, no
interesting,
Haaland is the name. Yeah. Well,
interesting. Yeah.
at the moment, he's overall ranked 1.6 mil, so not the best, but also not terrible. I mean, Baz thinks he's doing unbelievable, to be honest. Baz thinks this
He's a
guy's
million
gone.
ahead of me. Unbelievable. Get him on the
um,
pod.
but in the second chance league, he's 46k, so it's not too bad. It's got to be said. That's pretty strong. Yeah, so well done to you. Got to give a shout out to as well. Sam Kimoni is at the top of the league, and he's at the top of the league overall as well. I think he's about 7.5k in the world at the moment. So Sam, you're having a cracking season, mate, and well done. Keep it going. You're representing the podcast league at this very moment in time. You've got us right up there. You're making us look very, very good, and like ourselves and our listeners know what we're talking about. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about this week. If we're going to look at the fixture difficulty rating, which I will click on at some point when the icon thing at the top of my screen lets me do it. There we go. Thank you very much for letting me do that. Live podcasting right there. It's not really anybody new that I want to bring in this week. I was looking at the fixtures and I felt massively uninspired by the run of fixtures that are there, even with the double game weeks. There wasn't actually a team for me that I went, yeah, I'd like to buy some players from them and keep them for a very long period of time. There's a couple of really good fixture runs coming up. And don't get me wrong, Aston Villa's got Wolves away and Ipswich at home. They're both very good fixtures. Yeah, I know you're a Watkins man this week, Baz, aren't you? That's been your plan from the very start.
It sure is. I didn't obviously want to get him in for the West Ham game because I thought he might struggle because of the Champions League. And he got an assist, so I kind of was right on that, but he still beat João Pedro, so I could have got him in and kept Dibbling who was injured. But it's the story of my career so far on this season, so on FPL. But yeah, I think going forward, I think it's a good shout. Champions League's obviously at end of this, well, midweek Wednesday, so see how he gets on with that. If he gets unscathed, no injuries, and he'll be in my team.
The next team down on the list I was interested in was Brentford. They're playing Spurs at home, who are in a horrendous run of form. They've got West Ham away, who are looking better, but aren't incredible. Leicester away, which if you ask a Spurs fan is a pretty tough game, and then they've got Everton at home after that. Scott, discuss the Brentford assets.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to surprise anyone when the lockbox himself and Buemo is the main man that you'd be looking at. Very lucky are you and Buemo owners. Very, very lucky. So for anyone that you may have seen it, you may have seen Buemo's poor penalty miss. I think like first one in the Premier League, maybe. Hits the post, but someone, unfortunately for non-Buemo owners, he was encroaching one of the defenders into the box who got to retake it and did fair play. Always tough taking a penalty again, but he slotted it away nicely. The only saving grace was he didn't get the free bonus points. But yeah, and Buemo does look decent. I was looking at that Brentford fixture for me as a Bruno Fernandes owner. He's not really done much. He's the last game he actually dropped further back. They played Ahmad sort of in that attacking midfielder spot, and he was dropped further back to play more of a holding role alongside Agate. So for me, I think I'm going to be looking at getting Bruno out. Umbuemo, I think, might be the one to come in. Brentford ticking away, looking all right. And like you say, nice run of fixtures. Potentially a Visa, obviously, is that attacking option for someone. Maybe if you like me, you've got a João Pedro not doing much. See Chris Woods did blank last week, but can't say much to that. Coming to go up against that amazing Bournemouth team. So yeah, that would be probably that. João Pedro and Bruno Fernandes for me, two players that really want in my team. I'm probably going to take Bruno out this week and get Mbeumo in. So yeah, they're being my options. Baz, I know you like to look at them a little bit further afield. So obviously Mbeumo, this the two obvious ones. Give us some more options then, lad.
So with Brentford, I think they're probably going to be the only two. Collins is popping up with some odd assists as well, but you're not going to get clean sheets with him. Rico Henry's back from injury but hasn't started, so might push Lewis Potter a bit forward. So especially with Schade having a flag, so that could be a potential option on that front, and maybe Rico Henry might start now. So that's good. And also looking at the fixtures, actually, I didn't realise Brentford had that good of fixtures, so I might actually just go. Instead of going Watkins, I might just go Weiser. So that's probably a decision on that. So and ahhing which way to go on that, and obviously I'll have still got loads of fun since I managed to get rid of Haaland and then he scores an assist and gets an assist. So up for it. But for me, I like Bournemouth's fixtures. Apart from Liverpool, Southampton away, Wolves at home, especially how they've been playing. I think that's worth a topic on that one.
Yeah, I think
What do you
next
think, Matt?
week. Yeah, next week's the thing is like with that, boom. But the thing is, from the 1st of February, the next deadline after this one's the 14th of February, so you got two full weeks.
Yeah.
So this is why I think
There's a lot.
banking some transfers, keeping them. They've got FA Cup fourth round in the middle of that. Obviously, we've got a couple of European fixtures. I think there is the League Cup semi-final second leg. I think might be after that next round of Premier League fixtures. I can't remember if it's just after. But yeah, I mean, after that, Bournemouth's fixtures are pretty cracking for the next 4 out of 6 games after that, and people are going to be wanting to jump on that bandwagon. Yeah, so sorry, I missed some of that Brentford chat. But the next guys were maybe Chelsea, maybe Crystal Palace. They've got half decent fixtures, but nothing that was going to make me spend massive amounts of transfers and restructure my team to get them in. Everton have got a double game week, but obviously got Liverpool at home and Leicester at home, followed by Crystal Palace away, Man United at home. And let's say we want about Man United, but they won all four of the last 5 games. So it's not in the league and that's in all competitions, but they're still not the easiest games. Ipswich have got the best fixture in the calendar. Southampton at home this week, but even like Liverpool's double game week, and this, and I'll come on to this now with you again, Baz. Bournemouth away, Everton away. Both teams doing really well under the new management. Obviously, Everton with Moyes and Bournemouth are just absolutely flying. No matter how many injuries they get, it seems like the more injuries they get, the better they play. Triple captaincy. How are you feeling about it this week?
I'm not 100% nailed like I was last week, especially with the 5-0 demolition of Forest. So yeah, so for me, I'm like, I'm even actually thinking, am I going to go against Salah and put my triple captain on Gakpo? But last time I did that, I had Robinson and he well, at least he got an assist. So compared, I think I lost about 20 odd points from that. So yeah, I think going against the grain on a defender is definitely a no go. So we'd not be going on Canate. So I've got a decision either Salah or Gakpo. But as you mentioned, them two are in great form at the moment. And if you've used your triple captain already, I think the assistant manager chip would be a good shout for Moyes this week. And then I've seen a few people say, "Oh, use a transfer and get Areola in for the next two." So, but obviously you're wasting one transfer on that. And as we touched upon there, we're not. There's no one really screaming out to get transfers wise because there's not really a good run of fixtures.
Yeah, the run of fixtures is interesting because, like I said to you guys before when I was first looking at this, I liked the shout on Fulham from game week 25 with Forest at home, Palace at home, and Wolves away. Especially if Forest, if they are starting to waver a tiny bit on form, it's just that sort of game which a Fulham team could win in terms of the bonus points. And we've had the first week of it leads us nice into the assistant manager conversation. We've had the first week of the assistant manager chip this week, being able to be active, and David Moyes got 19 points this week, and it just shows, I think, the power of that table bonus, that 10-point table bonus. So if we have a look at there we go. We have a look at the scoring of what's the bonus point scoring. The assistant manager chip scoring. I'll scroll down and see if it's on here now because I wanted to have it up here. You get 10 extra points basically if you beat a team that's 5 places above them in the league. And that is sorry, I've lost my thread on here, lads. But that's basically the big thing I wanted to capitalize on. You get an extra point for every goal that they score, and you get 6 points for a win. So the fact that Everton won, was it 1-0 they won? Did they
Yeah.
win one?
You're
Yeah,
right.
1-0 was
Yeah,
it penalty
1-0,
on
yeah.
Oh,
penalty
Brentford,
one
on
nil.
so
Brighton?
I was thinking Leicester. Sorry.
So you got 2 points for a clean sheet, Moyes. You got one for a goal scored. You got 6 for a win and 10 for a table bonus. So if my thoughts on the chip to try and make it as simple as possible is I'm not even. You look at the actual Premier League table, almost second to the form table, because you know what it's like. A team like Bournemouth, for example, are just riding high with 11 wins in a row. 11 wins in a row, 11 non-defeats in a row. So they're getting returns in every single match. Look, you look at their fixtures: Southampton, Wolves, Brighton, and Spurs. I mean, they're not getting any table bonuses off any of these fixtures that are coming up, but they stand a really good chance of winning them or at least getting results. So you could go for if you don't want to overthink it, they're a form team. Go for something solid. You could even gamble this week. Stick them in against Liverpool. They'll get the table bonus if it goes in, but you just got to take it on the chin if you get no points. So you get a couple of points for scoring goals, and then you've got them against Southampton and Wolves, who are two of the worst teams in the league this season. After that, if I was gonna punt on an assistant manager this week, it would either be Iriola or like exactly what you said, Baz Moyes. Got a double game week. Got Liverpool at home. They're looking decent, and then they play Crystal Palace and Man United. And I think they'll get table bonuses against Man United. They will do definitely because Man U are 12th now. We're riding high. we're flying, lads. After the greatest goal ever scored in a 1-0 win from Lissandro Martinez. Don't know if you've seen it, Baz, because I bet you haven't yet, but what a deflection. Yeah, I think we need to be looking at the form table, basically. Scott, how are you feeling about the assistant manager chip? Where's your head at with it at this very moment in time?
I hate the whole thing. It's I think it's a crap chip. I think fantasy football, like I said before, should tailor to two sets of people. Should tailor to those that can plan, look at fixtures, plan who's to bring in. I want you to be captain there. But you could also just really casual people just rocking up and going, and that's who my team's going to be this week. I'll transfer them out. Oh, I've got these chips. Oh, they're really easy to understand because wildcard means I reset, free hits 1 week, triple captains, obvious, and a bench boost is obvious. This is not obvious. There's too many different parameters. There's too much. There's too much thinking involved. Whereas there's thinking involved for everyone, for casual and for people that are really keen on it as well. Whereas normal fantasy football, there's not thinking involved for everyone. If you're casual, you can just rock up. I actually think this will stop people potentially doing it next year. I really do. I really hate the chip that much. Like the fact that they're trying to bring something different in, trying to keep recreating the game. Obviously, there's the little bonus mode that you can play this year, which is fairly entertaining. I think we all play it every week, where you get different parameters every week. But I don't enjoy it. There's too much, like I said, there's too much thinking about it, like who's playing who, when do I do it. I've seen a lot on different forums, people not understanding the chip, people thinking they can just keep, oh, I'll bring a manager in. Oh no, I'm going to take him out. Well, actually, that's now a transfer done. So people not understanding it, not understanding that you can only have the manager is also one of the players, so you can only have say 2 Liverpool and the manager, not 3 Liverpool players and the manager. So that's really costing people as well. So yeah, I think it's a poor chip. I'm just gonna probably just try and use it in the next couple of weeks and get it out of the way so I don't have to think about it. Is my thought process. The way I was just thinking then was maybe look at teams further down the league that you think actually you shouldn't be there. Spurs, Man U, but we're
He's
not
not Man
23
City.
games. Yeah, we're 23 games into a season now. Like teams are there for a reason. So when you're looking at Man United and thinking, I really want to pick this bonus up, how many teams are 5 above Man United? Well, you come against Villas, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Newcastle, Man City, Forest, Arsenal, Liverpool. The only team that I think you might be able to get points against is if they are start wavering a bit, is that Forest team. So actually, it just makes it really difficult. So yeah, I think my advice with casual players like me would be get a run of fixtures that you like, get the manager in, just see it out for those 3 fixtures, done, move on with your life.
If you're wanting to, yeah, I mean, I agree with that, Scott, to a point. I think because, and I was looking at Everton. I mean, like Man United are less than 5 places ahead of them, and so Crystal Palace. So even with that as a run, you still don't get the table bonuses on any of them other than the Liverpool game anyway. Yeah, you would look at. I think if I was really trying to not think about it at all, I'd use it on Iraola next week. I don't care what the Liverpool result is really. Or I'd use it on Iraola this week and get it done. I think the thing that's going to really confuse people even more, and the point that you've made there, by the way, is really important, Scott. Like people have selected a manager and then I was absolutely have you seen how many like transfers out there's been?
Yes, yes, yeah. So many.
People don't get that's a thing, unless they're wild carding. But that still doesn't. I don't know if that takes into account. It's frightening how many free transfers are being wasted on
Well,
that.
you can't. You can't use 2 ships at once.
Well, true. There you go. And I think, but do you know what's funny? Exactly what you've just said is the point that I was going to make. It ties you up for 3 weeks. You can't use another chip. But that's why you have to plan. And if you don't want to plan, like I said, if you don't want to think about it too much, you need to get it used. And that's actually like a proper piece of advice. I'm not saying it in a flippant way to people. If you're not that bothered about trying to plan to get these table bonuses and this, that, and the other out of it and try and milk the extra 5, 10 points that you might be able to get. You need to use it like this week, next week, really, or maybe even the week after if you want to. But that like Iraola run of fixtures, for an example, or that Fulham run of fixtures starting this week or next week on Marco Silva, you want to get that done because then you can use your wildcard free hit, bench boost, and stuff on those 1 weeks later on, and you're not tied up not being able to use them and finding yourself in a blank game week with hardly any players playing if you're someone who's a proper casual. So if you're a proper casual and you can't be bothered thinking about it, use it this week or next week. That's my opinion. I'm thinking about it a little bit more. I'm the self-proclaimed FPL guru, and I want to try and milk this chip for as much as I can possibly get out of it and come up with the best way of dealing with it. But yeah, could still be the best way of dealing with it is using it on Iraola this week and try to get the table bonus against Liverpool. They've got a right fixture pile up anyway as well. But has anything to add in on the assistant managership? Any other thoughts about it at this very moment in time?
It could be worth taking, I'm going to say, -4 because of the good run of fixtures, like I said earlier, about having Moyes in this week for the double game week and then getting Areola in because you know he's probably going to beat Southampton and Wolves. So you're going to get your four points back. So it's one of them, but that's all I'll probably be adding on it because I'm saying it's a very tricky one to navigate round. I think they should have probably just copied what Champions League do and UEFA have the limitless chip where you can just have as much money as you want. But obviously that's kind of copying and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm in the same boat. Don't really like it, so I'm going to try and do what you said, Alex, and try and get the most points out of it as possible because I need to. So yeah,
it's I agree. And there's going to be it's the 3 weeks in a row thing that gets me most, if I'm honest. That's the thing that annoys me. It ties you up for 3 weeks. So
it'd be
that
better if you could just pick it for 1 week and then have it for another week and so on.
yeah. I
But
don't mind it if you can have it at like 3 weeks across the season. You can use them 3 individual weeks or something. You get 3 assistant managers. Something I don't know. Like if that would actually be better, or you just get one. You just get one like team boost. But then it's the fourth. Anyway, I'm reiterating everything Scott said. It's the 4-player 3 thing. So like then you've got to sub out Gakpo to get in on a slot. Like just like an FPL manager who's just sat at home on a Saturday morning with his massive hangover, and just about to watch the 12:30 kickoff, thinking, "What am I going to put on my team?" And he just goes, "By what? Why can't I have on a slot?" It just doesn't. That's not. It's not going to help anybody when it comes down to the game. But anyway, yes,
It's slot good, mate. Slot good.
no, it isn't good. Uh, but yeah, right. Let's have a look at the fixtures for this weekend, shall we? I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible, and I wanted to have a chat about that. Just to wrap up on the chip chat, Baz, triple captain this week or not? Yes or
I'm
no?
still don't know yet.
On the fence. Personally, I wouldn't use it. Scott?
No, I would not use it. It's not. It's developed into a not a good game week.
It's turned into a really hard game week, actually, hasn't it? It's gone from
Yeah.
absolutely nowhere. Right, lads.
You know me as well. I'm a home whore. Flip those fixtures over. I probably would TC it, but the away fixtures, yeah, super tough. Yeah.
Let's discuss captaincy then, lads. If you want to read out the deadline and the fixtures.
Cool. Of course I will, mate. No problem. Tag me in. So the deadline this week is an 11 o'clock Saturday morning deadline, which we like. A bit earlier than last week, because we do have an early kickoff, which is nice. I always miss it when there's not an early kickoff. So I'll run through the game. So Forest home to Brighton on TNT, and then you got Bournemouth, Liverpool, Everton, Leicester. Massive game, Ipswich, Southampton. We were saying that they are down, but my days, if they lose that Southampton, they are down. Massive game for Ipswich, so need to win that. Newcastle, Fulham, and then you've got your evening kickoff on Saturday night, which is Wolves Villa. Sunday, you've got the 2 o'clock kickoff of Brentford Spurs, bit of a London derby. It's kind of got madness written all over that a little bit. That may be a good one. United against Palace, not on TV. And then big one, Arsenal City at 4:30. Those games can go either way. They can be really dull or decent. Be an interesting one. City obviously looking a bit stronger. Monday, not another London derby, Chelsea West Ham. On paper, sounds quite a fun game. And then, like you said, we've got that double game week. So we've got the bonus game, the one that was postponed because of storm, whatever the hell we called it. Everton at home to Liverpool on TNT Sports. Baz, Salah captain for the double, or are you looking elsewhere?
I think it's either Salah or Gakpo, to be honest. And if I wanted to go crazy shout, maybe like a Delap or a Hutchinson if you're one of them 0.3 owners that has him. So because he looked pretty good the last couple of game weeks. So yeah, there are a few rogue shouts if you wanted to go anything different. Unsure about obviously transferring Watkins in and then captaining him against Wolves. It's obviously a Midlands derby, so he's probably not going to be out of the question for myself. So yeah, it's probably one of the two Liverpool players for me.
Yeah, just weird game, that Villa game. So obviously Villa could have been outside in the first 10, 15 minutes. Goal disallowed. And then West Ham really came back into the game. So yeah, an interesting one. Villa were hanging on a bit near the end. One game that does stick out a little bit there, Brentford, Spurs. We've mentioned Mbuemo Vissa. Would you be tempted against that Spurs side who just lost at home to Leicester?
Could have a bounce back, but with all the injuries and everything like that, I can't see it. And I'm surprised Andrew's still got a job after losing at home against Leicester. So for me, I think it's not a bad shout if you want to go for a differential. But I think mm, probably about 80% of people probably have Captain Salah. So yeah, so it's one of them. If you want to go different, then why not? You might get a haul.
Yeah, I mean, Salah's going to get captained by everyone any this week, really. So it's if you can go anything different, then I think yeah, you're laughing, aren't you? If you manage to nail it. Uh, Thank you. Any other fixture on there, Scott? You wanted to point out?
I've touched on them all, I think, mate.
Nice.
Done your
That's
job for you, lad. No
Thank you.
worries.
Thank you very much. Yeah, my apologies to everyone listening. My daughter's poorly, so apparently I'm playing birthdays at the moment, and it isn't my birthday unless I got any messages from lovely fans. Right, quick poll. Lewis Skelly, yellow card, red card. Scott, go.
A horrendous decision. Yeah, yellow, most nailed on yellow card ever, and just the yellow. Yeah, awful decision. As much as I don't like Arsenal.
Baz?
In it, yellow card. Blake is the most obvious yellow card. He's not stopping yeah, he's stopping a counter attack, but it's not a goal scoring opportunity. It's not a straight red. You know what he's doing. He's just left it in there, bit too late. Looks a bit more nasty than it is. Yellow card. But Scott might mention it anyway. That João Gomez second yellow. Yeah, that could have been a straight red.
Yes, way worse tackle than Scott.
Yeah,
So
I've done that.
I've heard a few people try to stick up for the VAR and try to stick up for the ref. And do you know what? Whatever for the referees. And I know, like we've said this a few times in the past. Yeah, refs make mistakes, and I could see why the ref might have sent him off. I don't think it's the worst decision in the world. It's still not a good decision. It's still a bad one. But yeah, for the VAR not to overturn, that's an absolute joke. So, but yeah, as much as I hate Arsenal, I agree with Mikel Arteta. Right, that's 3 week punts. Barry, over to you.
Have you got the results graphic or
No, of course not. I've
no?
had no time.
Okay,
Sorry, mate.
it's all right. No worries. I'll get it up. So yeah, so results from game week 21 to 23. Alex won the under five. He had Mateta, got 23 points.
Come on.
I came second with Bruno Guimaraes at 17 points, and Joe Linton for Scott got 6 points. And then the under ones, I won that. Harry Wilson got 10. Shalabar got 9, but could have obviously won it if he played against Leicester, but Chelsea recalled him. And Somerville obviously got injured, so he got 0 points.
Okay.
So Scott goes first on all of them, and then me and Alex rotate on the under ones and under five. So yeah. So Scott, when you're ready, pick your under.
Yeah, didn't even know we're doing this. So, oh, dude, it was. Sorry, I've got my differential I've got my differential draft ready, but not my 3 week punt ready. So yeah,
Which
two
is which
seconds.
is which is it which is even more funny, Scott, because unfortunately I'm gonna have to do the diff draft offline after this.
Oh, brilliant.
Rather do now.
Uh,
Because I'm unfortunately solo parenting a poorly girl, so and I've been a lot of demand at the moment at tea time. So I'm
that's fine. That's fine.
apologies.
No, that's fine.
Um, so
Come
yeah,
first, don't they?
and
Um,
sorry to the listeners as well on that, because I know how much some of them really enjoy listening to Scott trying to pick his differential draft team every week. So that's
yeah. Not good, is it? Is it on the one under 10% and one under 5, Baz? They're the rules.
Number five, number one.
we got our value anyway this time, so it's fine.
Oh, is that right? Is that wrong? Five
It's
and one.
wrong. It's 5 and
Yeah.
1. Yeah.
Jesus. Bad. Um, it's really hard actually. All right, let me. Do I just pick? Do you want me to just pick them both? Are we all? I don't know why I've gone Irish. I'm panicking.
It sounded like you went either American or do you want me to pick them both?
Yeah, that's Guy
We've
Ferguson
got a lot.
over it.
We've got a lot of listeners in America, so don't start offending them. And
Uh,
and also shout out to Guy. Well done for putting Cliver in your wildcard team, but my God, having him as a sub twice in a row must really hurt. I'm so sorry to see that. You did the
oh,
right thing ignoring me as
oh,
well. You did the right thing ignoring my advice and sticking him in. I was like, nah, I'm not too sure. He's a bit inconsistent, this, that, and the other. And then you did the right thing, and then you benched him. So, Guy, my heart goes
that's
out to you.
that is bad. Right then, are we ready?
Born ready, mate.
Yeah.
Lost my tab. Under 1%, Reece James.
Oh, you've stole passes. He stole passes. He's just done. He's literally jumped straight in and ruined Barry's day.
He's not playing 3 games, though, is he? So
Nah, he's never making it through the first one without a hamstring injury.
Yeah. Subbed after 20 minutes.
His hamstrings are made of spaghetti.
just got double Chelsea. Fine. Hey, am I just doing them both?
Yeah, go on then, why not?
Yeah,
If you want,
Madueke, under 5.
love
Done.
it. You've just opened your Chelsea tab, and I
Yeah,
adore
other
Yeah.
Chelsea. He didn't get that far down. He was like, Arsenal.
Hey,
Chelsea, yeah, I'll do.
yeah, brilliant. Love that. Go on then, Baz.
So I'll pick my under five and then obviously yourself and then rotate because obviously I won the under one. So my under
Getting
five,
stalling here. Hurry up. Come on.
um, let's go for Endai, 3% owned.
As
Double
as if you've literally just picked my 3% owned. That's literally who I was about to go for. Oh, my other one.
Oh, I've got double game weekend.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what then. I'm gonna go for Utara for my under one.
Okay. You pick your under five or
You just go for your under one, mate. You've just taken my under five. So
right, okay.
that was literally the player I had written down. I was like, he's not picking a die. I don't need to look for another one. Yeah, he has.
Under one. Should I go proper rogue on this one? So Tillerman's at 1%, Ramsey at 0.2, Tavernier at 0.2, Namweri at 0.5. Or should I go for the Welshman Brooks at 0% owned? Yeah, let's go Brooks 0% owned. Why not?
Love that from you. Why not? Just go for him at 0% owned. I think at 3.3%, because he's got two of the easiest fixtures out there at this very moment in time in the game. I'm going to go for Liam Delap, Southampton at home, Villa away, Spurs at home. Two of the easiest fixtures out there. Right, lads, that wraps us up for this week. And we'll put the differential draft up afterwards. That'd be which would be wonderful. Thanks ever so much for joining us, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe on our YouTube channel, and also give the little bell icon where you get your podcasts from. Also, follow us social media platforms: Upper Pod, Upper P, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and also check out the FPL Affairs Facebook group that Barry posting quite regularly. Barry, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Scott, thanks for coming.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you.
It's goodbye from me. Goodbye for now.